Good afternoon and good evening to all the folk that are watching tonight. This is Paranormal
Good evening.
Footprints. There's myself and there's Sharon, and
Good
thanks
evening.
very much for joining us tonight. Obviously, this is our first ever live, so we're a wee bit nervous, we're a wee bit excited, and tonight we have we have Spirit Vision Paranormal Research in for tonight. But as this is live and this is the first time, we're actually having some technical difficulties. But I can assure you they will be on. They're just trying their hardest to get acquainted with their stuff. So we're just crossing fingers. It's either that or it's going to be me and Sharon
Us
talking about
too.
paranormal talking about paranormal footprints all night. So just a wee bit of background. See while we're waiting, I'll just give you a little bit of background between about paranormal footprints and who we are. So we're a team of five. Myself, Sharon, we've got Sam Mazalowski, we've got Johnny Lees, we've also got Lois Haddle, which a lot of you will probably know. So and we're all paranormal investigators, and we've just not long started. We've started probably about just under 4 months ago. We were obviously part of an team, but we just kind of came away from them and decided to go ourselves. And since then, we've kind of been visiting different places and investigating and talking to other paranormal investigators, learning about the kind of things that they've been doing. Sharon, you've been with the team for the start. How do you feel the team's going on?
I just feel every investigation, every time this team together is just getting stronger. It's just a laugh basically more than anything, but I feel the evidence is getting stronger the more we all connect with each other as well.
That's right, I think so. And Sharon, you're a medium, and I think with your energy's coming through, it's bringing that out in all of us, really, and so we're
Mm-hmm.
every time we go out, we gather that much energy that it does.
We
It
do
seems to
it.
kind of bring the spiritual activity kind of even more to the fore.
If
So
your energy's high, then spirit will work with you. So with us having high energy and just going in there for just full of laughs, full of fun, and basically just there with light, that's how we are doing what we're doing.
yeah,
It's getting stronger every time because we're believing as a team.
I totally agree. Now we've went to some places like that castle near where you live, and we've been to Alloway, and the validation that we've had at both of the places via the equipment they've been using is validating yourself. Hello, Louise. Hello, Louise Brand. Thank you. So I think the more we go out, the more we venture out the different places we go to, the more we're going to experience kind of different things. Now I'm just going to go and check and see where if these are any further forwards. Nope, not as yet. So really, where is your most favourite place to go, Sharon? What kind of places do
Well,
you like?
I did
Uh-huh.
like Alloway Kirk, but I feel more in the forests. I feel as if the abandoned forests, like energies in there, that's where I'm drawn to. I'm drawn to there. I'm drawn into as well as look, the graveyards. I love going, but I just feel as if when we're out in the open air in the nature, it's a lot stronger.
Yeah, I do feel that, and I feel especially over our end because we've got like a lot of history concerning our forests, haven't we? Our woods and stuff. Hi, Marie. And we've also got with the connections with all the witches, and we've got connections with like
The
legends of
Covenant.
the Covenanters. That's a big thing, and obviously we've got Robert Burns and William Wallace, and we've even got Robert Bruce. It kind of has they've frequented our woods and they've frequented the lands that we live on. So it's actually really good that we get to investigate these places because
It is, and learn their history while we're there.
aye, that's right. Totally agree. I mean, when we went to Craigie Castle, and obviously that's got links because that's where William Wallace's family stayed. And when we go up there, and me and myself and Sam went up there, and we did a bit of we went up to the castle. It was too scary. It was dark. We'd never been there before. It was dangerous. So we came back down and we'd set up the equipment and then we'd get a connection and we were kind of asking it questions. Do you know William Wallace? Yes. Are you William Wallace? Are you related to William Wallace? Nothing. But then we asked, "Are you William? Is your name William?" And of course, it said the REM pod went off. So it kind of was answering these questions, just pretty much like the cat balls when we were at Sanka. I mean, that was fantastic validation.
The energy there that night was brilliant.
Aye.
That was on every time you were commanding. That was every time you were asking. That was brilliant.
And we were asking them to switch the cat balls off and on again. And they were going on and off, and we were asking that. So, I mean, you can't really get better validation than that.
No, you definitely can't.
We'll talk about some of the things that we have done. Obviously, we want to do a lot of charity work and kind of raise money for like different charities that are round about us. So Edinburgh, we can maybe talk about Edinburgh. We did a tour to Edinburgh, a day tour where there was about 26 other people, members of the public, weren't we? And we took them to Edinburgh, and we took them to the Greyfriars, the Greyfriars Kirkyard, which is obviously reputed to be the most haunted graveyard in the world. And we also took them underground vaults. Well, what a day. Just being able to feel that atmosphere. And I loved the fact that we went into the mausoleum, the Black Mausoleum, the amount of people that were picking up in the same energies, feeling burning, feeling their faces burning, smelling burning.
The energy down their back. People couldn't move, and down their back, the pain was going down their back. But the amount of people that had bruises, there was numerous people that had bruises in their legs the next day.
That's right. I think one man had wrist supports on, so they were quite solid, but he still managed to find bruises underneath the wrist supports where he shouldn't have been getting bruises. So something would have had to penetrate through the wrist supports to be able to bruise him, which I thought was extremely mad. And
it was.
A lot of guys will only open up to the fact that they're kind of sensing all these things, but the men were quite
open.
They were open, they were believing it, weren't they, Shan?
Aye. A lot of men are opening up more to spirit and more to themselves and their gifts as well, because that's what's happening. And now you see a lot more men coming into this. The more evidence there is as well, like they're seeing it for themselves. Yeah. Like you, Rab coming along with yourself, your husband as well coming along to weigh you. Just things like that, bringing each other together, because that's what they're trying to do, bring everybody together.
Aye, I think my husband is a complete skeptic. He loves old castles, he loves visiting old castles, and he loves exploring all these places. But he's yet, and I mean, he spent a lot of time in the woods because he does the hunting. And he spent a lot of time in the woods. He says, "I've never seen anything. I don't believe it, this, that." And I thought, well, one day you will believe it, because one day you're going to experience it. And because I think he really wants to.
Join in, come along and see.
He really does need to.
But that's brilliant that men are coming up and they've been able to open up. They've been able to, because that day they were even like talking about the experience. They were willing to freely speak how they felt, how they were communicating with spirit, because a couple of them were actually feeling and sensing spirit as well. And plus there was other mediums on that tour as well, and most of them felt the same. Most of them felt the same energy. Like it was their chest, it was the sickly feeling, the burning feeling. Multiple validated that through the other mediums.
Yeah. 2 seconds. I'm just trying my hardest to help the Spirit Vision, help them to come on. Try going on to search bar again. Maybe not Google. Really having problems. Their firewall's kicking in and not letting them actually access it. And they've tried a different laptop. Try your phone maybe.
I'll get in with my phone.
Sorry guys for this. Sorry about this, guys, but hopefully we'll have them on in no time. I'm not technically minded, but hopefully they'll kind of manage to go on with what I've said. So, Spirit Vision. Well, talking about Edinburgh, we will be visiting Edinburgh, and we'll be underground in the vaults in April, won't we, Sharon?
Yes, we can't wait for that.
Aye, and Spirit Vision will be coming with us. They'll be joining us, and so there's I'm trying to think how many people. There's quite a few people, and a lot of them are regions. So we're actually going to blow this. So, and then see, while I'm here, I'm just going to say hello to a few folk. So, Johnny, Louise, I think.
Hi, Louise.
I think it's great men are becoming more open. Definitely, I think it is a fantastic thing. And I mean, a lot of obviously children, you don't want to have them on the YouTube and whatever and stuff like that. But it's good to see them. I think that opens them up a wee bit when there are a lot of kids, teenagers are suffering with anxiety and stuff like that. So when they know they've got something they can work with, it makes it feel a wee bit easier. But for them, if they've got something to focus their minds on, you know.
It is. Children are becoming more awake as well, more aware, and that's basically, it's everybody is a consciousness, they're all waking up.
Of course, well, we don't have to put that back on. Technology, Louise Brand said, totally. They're all right when they're working. Hello, Linda. Hi, Sam. Hi, Marie again. When are you going in your next investigation? Well, we were due to go to a pub, but I think the next place we were this week, obviously we've got a lot on this weekend, so we couldn't go this weekend. So I think next weekend would be a possibility. I think we're aiming for next weekend to go somewhere.
Next weekend, you have a psychic.
Oh, and actually, do you know what? See, next Friday, that's funny you said that, Sharon. Thanks very much, because we've got a spiritualist night happening next Friday night. Another fundraiser for a local group that I know. My daughter actually works for the lady. She runs a riding school and she helps children that have got a lot of confidence. Well, I know firsthand these people have actually managed to get my daughter full of confidence to a point where now she knows that when she grows up, she doesn't have to worry about work and stuff like that, because she's getting qualified and the experience that she needs to keep her going in life. So 100% fundraiser for them.
A fantastic charity.
As and obviously Sharon, yourself, Louise, Finlay, and all the girls, they'll be joining us that night, and you will be doing your stuff, giving readings and doing the floor show. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll come in and we're going to do a wee demo of what we do, so people kind of get to learn what happens when we go in investigations, and then obviously a wee disco at night time as well. So that's going to be a good night. So Friday night, so that's Saturday night, sorry. Friday night we've got the live again. So I don't know, Marie. It might be the week after. It might be the week after. So any other questions, guys? Still, I'm just going to check. Nope. Might have to. So hopefully they'll be going on their phone. Hopefully they'll try their phone and then they'll be in. So these people have been doing this investigating for a very long time. They've got a really big YouTube following, and I mean they've got the experience that I can only dream of. You know, we're obviously a new team, so to be able to work with these people is just immense. I can't wait for them to come on. Really crossing my fingers for them. So Marie, you're a tease. I know. I really, really wish we could get out, but then it's freezing outside as well. So we're really looking for indoor locations. That would be even better, you know, so we're not freezing. But I feel free to come to the spiritualist nights next week, Marie, Louise. Brilliant. What are you doing, girls? So, what do you mean, Louise? Next week? Or
no, she's brilliant. What you are doing, girls?
Oh, sorry, Louise. So sorry. Thanks very much. We're just trying. It's good to be able to do what you're doing, but be able to help other people as well. Really, and it just being like a selfish act. We want to enjoy what we're doing, but we can do that. But why not help people while you're doing it? Is what I say.
Definitely.
You know, such a good thing.
There's so many people out there needing help, so if you can do this and help them at the same time,
definitely,
it's brilliant.
Definitely. Right. Might have send another link, please. Right, 2 seconds. 2 seconds, guys. Love yous. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really that good at this either. Copy link address. Paste. Oh, I don't think that's it.
They'll be able to get in through the link in their phone.
I know. They just need to try and... I've luckily tried to send that link there. Wait a minute. Oh, God. Right, StreamYard, invite. Copy to clipboard. I should have done that the easiest way. There we are. That's it, done. Excuse me. So hopefully it'll not be too much longer for them to come on. We've got 44 minutes left, so this will be the quickest 44 minutes we've ever had. So,
and what a first night to start with.
I know. Normally we would have more of the team on, but obviously we'd just be our first one. We've got Sam. She works in the hospital. She's working a night shift, and we've got Lois, who's also working a night shift, and we've got Johnny, who will be at home. He's actually watching tonight. Big up, Johnny. Big up.
Hi, Johnny. He actually does the graphics and everything as well, doesn't he? He does all the graphics.
Well,
he's brilliant at that.
Aye, well, it was actually Johnny that's created the logo, and he keeps wanting to change it, but we keep telling him no. Just put out the comment. Are you working on getting any indoor venues lined up for investigations? Yeah, of course we are, Marie, because it's freezing outside. So this is it. We have got a few lined up, but because we've got so much happening this side of the year, it's like we really need to be careful. Myself and Sam, we're going down to Rye in January, and we're going to be doing the Mermaid Inn. So that's quite a big one for us. We're going down to work with Charlotte Underwood, medium, and her team, and we're going down to do it's the Mermaid Inn, and that's quite a popular paranormal investigating place to go. Very haunted. She's actually done TV work with that pub, so we're very excited about that. But that's in January.
That's amazing. So
we will be working. We're working on other places inside, and we've got a few locations, but a lot of them are for next year. So just watch this space, Marie. And what else we got here? Louise Brand again. I thought being a secretary on a typewriter was bad, but nowadays it's a new kettle of fish with the internet. 100%. 100%. It is not the easiest. And I usually leave this job to Sam, but I'm having to do it all myself tonight. So
and I'm no technical.
I'm going for the sympathy vote tonight. So if you're sympathising with us, put a thumbs up. Yeah. Well, that will be so cool. I want to take you to York. That's another place, Marie. We're going to hold you to that. We're going to York because I really want to go there. That place is steeped in history. The Shambles. I mean, everybody wants to go to Shambles, don't they?
I'm still on a rebus trip to York.
Exactly, I know. I want to take folk to Pendle, and I want to see Lancaster Castle because that place is immense. And the Mermaid Inn, so cool. It is very cool. It's a great opportunity for us. I mean, we couldn't be any happier to be going down there, but definitely. Have you ever seen the Shambles? You know where the Shambles is, Sham? You seen the
No, but I've heard about it. I've heard about it. I've seen folk on here doing it.
Well, I'm right in saying, Marie, you used to live in York, didn't you? Yes. Aye, it's such a good place, and it is really steeped in history. So, and the hauntings that are there, wow, it has got most hauntings in the UK. as far as I'm led to believe. Don't quote me on that, guys, right? Don't just say she doesn't know what she's talking about, right? In the back of my mind, I'm hearing that's got a lot of hauntings, a lot more than a lot of places. Well, I just say, I'll just cover my own back there.
Well, we'll definitely try as many bits as we can next year.
Aye, I mean, next year we've got lives, or these lives were booked up well into up to February, so
Mm-hmm.
then we've got our investigations on top of that. Then we'll have our tours. Then we've got, ready, drum roll, everybody. Drum roll, here we've got Sarah Lee.
Hi!
Hi!
Oh, yay!
I'm sorry, you're going to have to come over here. Can't see you, Lee. Can you see Lee all right?
I'll try and sort this screen out a wee bit for us, right? Because
oh, man. I tell you what,
great.
Modern technology, eh?
I know. Finally, thank you.
I know.
We've gone
sorry,
through
yeah.
it. We've gone through
at
the main
least she's
editing
here.
computer and 2 laptops to get to this point.
Yeah. And our phones, it kept saying the 4G isn't strong enough to enter the studio. So, yeah, something to do with our firewall settings on our Skybox. Anyway, figured it now.
Right. Well, I've got to say, your pictures look a lot better than mine does. So we're on to a winner.
Right, okay.
So we've got quite a few folk in the chat already. Everybody, this is Lee and Sarah. And you two have been literally doing investigating for a very long time. Can you tell us how long when you started and what got you into it?
Right, well, we've been interested in the paranormal for years and years and years, but we've actually not been investigating that long. It's only been, we're coming up to our 4th year now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it's not
but
actually
between us, Rocky's been doing it for 17 years.
Yeah. And Michelle as well. Michelle's been doing
Michelle
it.
as well.
Yeah, so just mainly we're the babies of the group, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I actually think even if you've been doing it 4 years or you've been doing it for 40 years, you're still learning. There's something that you can still pick up, or new techniques, I think.
I agree. It's the same way anything. There's always something to learn in life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely the same in life as well. Yeah, of course.
We were just talking about York before you two years joined in there, saying about how much it would be great to go and investigate in York, and we were talking about the hauntings, and Marie's just put a comment up there. No, it's not going to work.
Dick Turpin and Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
Can you see it, Sean? Because I can't seem to get that up.
It's like Edinburgh, isn't it? York. Really good for.
I love the architecture in the buildings more than as much as I like the paranormal. I love the history and the architecture in the building.
Exactly. No,
That's
what me and Sam were just saying. The history in the places is really important. You would be. It's good to go and investigate a place, and then maybe sometimes come away from that place, and then the experiences you've had then can be backed up by the actual factual information.
Sorry, we're having so many technical issues tonight. Is it on now?
Nope. It's the lead that goes from the Bluetooth speaker.
So it's not on?
No.
Here it is. Sorry, girls. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
That's all right.
Now we're in properly.
Lee's fiddling about. We've had to put what's it called?
What?
What's it called? What I've just plugged in. Speaker.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker.
An external speaker, because I couldn't hear you very well. God, I'm not with it tonight. So. But yeah, the history of the architecture.
We've only got another 35 minutes left.
I know, yeah. We'll have to come back again another time and be ready. It's not the word. It's always the same. When you go to do something, you guarantee it's going to fail.
I logged on at 8:25 to get ready, and that's how long I've been fiddling around with it, because I'm not the greatest with computers. I don't know.
You're better than I am.
Yeah.
Well, we have been really nervous about this, with this being our first live, and then we had to just wing it, didn't we, Sharon? So we were winging it, talking about ourselves.
It's our first live.
I'm so sorry. Well, it's not our first live. We've done lives before.
No, you're fine. I think
not
live.
Not with these guys. We've done lives before, not with these guys. Yeah.
I don't even remember doing a live. When we done
loads of lives. We did it with Jackie. We did anyway. Doesn't matter. Let's talk paranormal with the 5 minutes we've got left.
Yeah.
So there's Marie saying there's such a rich history. York was the capital of England for a time.
Yeah.
So have you actually ever done an investigation in York yourselves?
Yeah, York has got so many stories of hauntings.
Yeah. I mean, I've just put it out there that it's one of the most haunted places in the UK. With the amount of hauntings, it's got one of the largest volumes of hauntings. But then I could be wrong, so I say don't quote me on that because I don't want everybody saying she doesn't know what she's talking about, really.
No, it is. It's true. It's York has got so many documented hauntings. We were at Pluckley the other week. We went to Pluckley when me and Lee went away for a weekend, and that is the most haunted village in Britain. And that's got
in the World Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah. So we were there, but yeah, York.
Well, I didn't see any ghosts.
No, we didn't see any ghosts.
No. But then you were away for the weekend. You wouldn't be looking for ghosts, were you?
Oh, we were.
No, we were. We did actually go in. Well, actually, right. We went in. We went and met some friends, and because they live down south, and we went to Pluckley with them, and we went into the big forest, and we took a REM pod.
Darren Woods, isn't it?
Darren Woods, yeah. We took a REM pod and a few other things, and the boys went off walking, chatting like women, and me and my friend, we sat and we were just chatting. We were just, to be honest with you, we'd not seen each other for such a long time. We just spent most of the time chatting. But she loves the paranormal. She's never been investigating or anything. And we're sitting there talking, and we can hear something behind us. So we thought it was the boys mucking about. We thought they were teasing us. And the next minute, this big gust of wind comes through, and the REM pod goes off. And then that's it. It stops. And that's the only thing that we had in the whole place. So I really would like to.
And I set the REM pod up to a really low setting, so it'd take a lot to trigger it because it's got like 4 settings on it, and it's on the lowest setting. So whatever set it off, it wasn't us. We weren't even about.
Yeah, these were we actually checked to see on the locator to see where they were because she's got it on her phone, and they were a mile on the opposite side of where we were, so it wasn't there. So I'd love to get in there and do investigation, but it's supposed to be a ghost of a horse and a man on his horse that comes through. So it was interesting that we had this big gust of wind. That's the only one we had in the whole hour and a half we sat there.
Screaming Woods, you call it?
Yeah, they call it the Screaming Woods.
It's known as Screaming Woods as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds really good. That's something me and Sean would be interested in. Sure it is, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a camping.
Yeah, a few nights down there.
In a tent.
But sadly, they've actually put a sign out to say YouTube groups and ghost hunters, please stay away because they're
polluted. They're leaving all the rubbish behind, and because of the rubbish behind, it's hurting the animals. It's also dogs are chewing on stuff and the wildlife. So they put a note up now saying that it's actually locked now. You can't park your car in there. You can't. You're not supposed to go in there. They put a stop to it. I think for 6 months to see if it goes back to normal.
If it is ghost hunters that are doing it, then fair play. Nothing's more important than wildlife and keeping areas like that secure. However, I don't know they can prove that it is ghost hunters that are doing it. They find packets.
I think I know. It's really hard-fetched to think that everybody that gets in there and leaves rubbish. I mean, if you're going out there investigating, you shouldn't be leaving rubbish. I mean, you should be leaving and treating the places with respect.
Absolutely.
The way you're treating the spirits with respect, that's their land, that's where you're going investigating. So you shouldn't be leaving that.
Whether you're in a woods or in a building or,
vice versa.
It should always be the same. But
I can't imagine it being all them.
Yeah, well, that's it. And there's a lot of dog walkers that were in there when we were there. And lots of families that go walking in these woods. So I don't know how they're proving that this is ghost hunters or YouTubers.
Yeah, they can't prove it.
No.
I've got a question from Marie asking, just give it a second till it comes up. Hopefully it'll come up.
Where are you, Sarah and Lee?
We are in the northwest of England.
Cheshire,
yeah.
Shelley, they're coming up on my side.
They're coming up because you've got it on your phone. Say it's taking me a wee while, so it's just maybe my internet. It's taking me a wee while to get it uploaded because I can see it all here. But when I'm trying to show it, it's hard for me to put it up quick. But so Cheshire, that must be kind of a fascinating place as well.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old. The village that we live in. We've got the old cross. You know more about the history.
Yeah, it goes back beyond. It's in the Doomsday Book, and it goes back beyond the Saxons. So it's really old where we live, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you go, because obviously we've got the dogs, so we go walking, and you could just go down these little alleyways and you'll find something. You know, there's that water. What do they call it? That water thing, that water pump.
Oh, the pump from the 1800s.
The pump from the 1800s.
Still original, but what they've done is they've made it like brand new. So you've got a wall in the middle of a car park, but it's got like a brand new 1800s pump, and it is original from the original when the firemen used to pump the hoses and pump it by hand.
And then the other month, Lee says to me, "Let's go and take some pictures," because we got into photography, haven't we, during lockdown? A little bit. So he said, "Let's go and take some pictures." And I said, "Well, where are we going?" And he said, "Well, in the middle of town, he'd found some like obelisk things, weren't they?"
Yeah.
And he says, "They're in the middle of the bushes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a leg up over this wall." He said, "Go in these bushes and take
ancient crosses. They're ancient crosses, but they've got like the biblical carvings all in them."
So there's me in these bushes.
Good job you're in lockdown. Nobody was about, really. They've got these ancient protected crosses, and Sarah's there.
I know, yeah. We all get a funny name for ourselves in the village.
Oh,
But it's really good. But there's there's lots of places that we've what is it Brookley? Was it Brookley? Is that the bungalow? Yes, it was Brookley. When I did the history on that, because when we go into buildings, we never ever do the history first. In fact, the next one we're going to film in, Lee's done the history, and I refuse for him to tell me, because I just think that it can just sway you when you go in and doing your investigation. So we never do the history. However, Brookley, when I did look that up after I did the editing, that's in the Doomsday Book as well, isn't it? That little farm.
Yeah.
So that was so there's some really cool places in Cheshire, and one of our friends from down south has just given us another app. I can't think what this app's called, but it might actually. I'll send it through to you girls, because it tells you everything in your local area. You literally just put in a postcode, and it'll tell you any historical monument or any points of interest in your local area. And it comes up
a really good app to have.
Yeah, it comes up with World War II bunkers, and
especially if like you're stuck for travelling for miles and miles and miles. Like say you haven't got a car or whatever, it will give you stuff within like a 5-mile radius you can walk to, and it's like bunkers. Just hundreds of historic locations.
See, we've done quite a few things over the years. Obviously, like with the kids and stuff, we've always done museums and gone out to places of interest in Cheshire. But we put this app in, didn't we? And we put in our postcode, and the amount of stuff that's
that we missed that we don't even know about. That's like literally just in 2 fields away. If you just go across the field,
we've got prisoner of war camps, haven't we? We've got bunkers. There's all sorts of stuff. I'll send you a link to it. Really
brilliant. That'll be really good for us, because Sharon's really been studying in her local area where she lives. And Sharon, if you want, you can say what you've found.
Well, I actually found exactly what you're saying, places that I've stayed here all my life, and over the last few months I've found these places that I've never knew existed, and they're monuments and special places of rest. So exactly what you're saying, it's you live here but you don't actually know the history goes with it. It's brilliant to learn. As long as you're investigating, you're learning as well. So as you say, every day you're learning something new, no matter how long you've been doing it.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's right. Absolutely. And if you stop learning, I think that's when you're gonna.
Listen, so nobody's figured the game out, because
there's always something new. There's always something to learn.
Absolutely.
Don't let anyone tell you they're an expert, because
if anybody,
expert.
I don't think there's any experts.
I don't either. There isn't. Nobody's any better, and nobody's an expert.
No.
We're all in the same
level. It. Everybody started out like us, day one. Everybody did their day one. So there's no experts. Everybody's been in the same boat with no subscribers, no followers, one investigation. Non-investigation.
I like picking stuff off of other people. I do, to be honest with you, and then putting it in a mix. When you're out investigating.
Yeah, using different techniques.
Yeah,
and that's how I think the field will progress further. Is if we all get together and go, well, this worked, but this didn't work, and everybody try not the same things, but I think if we also use the same equipment and use the same lines, in investigation, we're not going to move any further. Although I'm not even particularly convinced that whatever is on the other side waiting for us is allowed to.
No,
is allowed to tell us.
I'm at that point where I don't think we're supposed to know.
That's right.
You see so much going on. You can't explain yet. Sorry, go on.
No, you're all right. I'm just saying, as far as expert goes, I just think it's really just a word. It's just a word that because I don't think you can ever get an expert, because there's always going to be somebody that knows more than what you do. You know what I mean? So
I can become a demonologist tomorrow if I go online for about half an hour.
Yeah, I don't know if it's half an hour, but yeah. That's it. People have been doing this since the 1800s.
Sorry, Sarah.
I say people have been studying the paranormal since the 1800s, and people and they've still not figured it out. And if you look at the paranormal community as a whole, everybody at some point or another has had a really good experience, whether that be personal, whether they've managed to capture something. Unfortunately, and the thing I've learned since I've done it, I was all in with the paranormal. I was a complete believer. I lived in a haunted pub. You couldn't tell me any different. There was definitely ghosts. There was definitely something on the other side. However, since investigating, I've realised not to be more sceptical. Well, I suppose, more sceptical. I've realised that 98% of the things you capture can be explained.
Yeah.
Not everything is paranormal. Not everything is a ghost.
No, I reckon probably 95% of the stuff we've captured can probably, if you went back through it,
yes, I believe
back to the, if you could recreate it, you could probably explain it.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. And that's another thing. So if we went back to our series 1, I reckon that the stuff, because when on our series we won't say it's a ghost, we've captured it, we've proved the paranormal, that's it, end of story. We just basically say this is everything we've captured, and then you guys make your
we can't figure decision. It out, you figure it out.
We try to debunk stuff, but if we went back to our season 1, I reckon there's some stuff in our episodes that even us now, with the experience we've got 3 years down the road, can say, actually, we now know this affects that, or that piece of equipment went off because of this.
Yeah. What I've noticed about your episodes, and I know you make a habit of saying this, when you are filming, you make a point to having you all in the shot at the same time.
100%.
So then that way, if anything happens, you know it's not coming for you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
sorry, the dog's got in shot.
There's the dog. We've done that because we investigate that many places that it's hard for even us. Like if I'm editing and I'm going through the footage and I hear something, I can't remember whether Lee moved his foot at that particular time.
Yeah.
You know, never mind proving it to everybody else that it wasn't, it wasn't Lee or Rocky just, moving on a floorboard. So, yeah, we do try and keep it. We can't always do it, guarantee we can get everybody on camera because, stuff happens. But we do try really hard with that. Because we're not doing this for YouTube or for fame.
We're doing it for us.
We're doing it for us because
That's
obviously
right.
we just want to know ourselves.
You love
That's it. That's it.
Well,
we don't make money off it. It's our hobby. It's something that we do in our spare time that we would like to know answers up for ourselves.
Do that. Go away.
Oh,
just while we're here, I'll just put a couple of comments on just for you guys to have a look at. Don Keane. Hello everyone, hope you're well. We have Marie. Did I just put this one on?
I can't see the comments. I'm too far.
Louise Brand wanted to know. Louise Brand wanted to know if you've done Inverary Jail.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't done the jail. I've never actually heard of that jail.
Where?
It's
Inverary.
It's in Scotland. It's quite a nice place. Yeah. I mean, I'm quite ashamed to say that I've never been.
Yeah, no, I've never even heard of it.
However,
I do love Scotland. I am falling. I'd never been to Scotland, funny enough, until we went. 2019 was our first time there. Yeah, we went to investigate the vaults in 2019, and that's the first time I've ever been to Scotland. But I am falling in love with Scotland. Some of the places you've got up there, like Asylum.
3 times last year we were there, weren't we?
Yeah, we did. We went.
No, this year. 3 times this year.
This year, yeah. Not a Spirit Vision. Lee took me away at the end of lockdown at Christmas, and then we took the kids back 2 weeks later. The kids love it as well, don't they? Yeah, but cool. You've got some amazing locations. Sorry.
Yeah, we're very lucky in a way.
And architecture, and I love how because the buildings are built up and not out. It just fascinates me because I'm like, oh my god, it's just everything's like wow.
We've got a friend in Edinburgh, John. He's a historian and an author.
Edinburgh Nightmares,
and every time we go up, even if it's without spirit vision, it's just the two of us, he comes out with us, doesn't he? And he tells us all the history. Like, he literally will like take us to everywhere. We want to know everything, not just haunted, everything about the history. And he does take
Before you know it's like 2 a.m. we better go now. Crazy, isn't it?
I mean, we live in Scotland, but Sharon, we are finding out new stuff every day, aren't we? When we are studying these places, I mean,
the history, we still don't know everything. That's what you're saying. We'll keep learning and learning. There's probably till we're not here.
That's it. And the thing I've noticed as well is, obviously, with having the children, and they were interested in history growing up, so went to museums and did all the, usual local points of interest. But since investigating, like when you're just driving down to go to Tesco's and you see something, you think, I didn't know that was there. And then we'll go back, turn around, and you find a lot more places now, and you find that your eyes are a lot more wide open now.
Definitely.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. We can be going out on a trip with the kids, and I'm like, Bannon, look at that.
I know. We went to his mum's the other day, and we just drive down the back lanes. So we'll take the long way round, and then there was something there, and we're like, oh, turn round.
Yeah, huge big mansion. It's been there for years. Never even noticed it's just empty.
Yeah, so
I actually did that the other day. Yesterday, when I came to get you for your driving lesson, Sharon, we were teaching all these driving lessons, and I was driving along the A76, and I looked up in the hill, and up in the hill there's a thing up there, and I meant to say to you, Sharon, I was like, what is that even up there? It's like a wee monument kind of thing up on the hill on the A76. Wow. I'll need to show you it next time. I don't even know if you've noticed it.
See, I tell you something else. Scotland's got a lot of castles, and even though they call them abandoned, they're not abandoned, are they? But they're like they don't charge you to go like round here. We've got a castle round here. You're paying to get in. Whereas when we go to Scotland, it's like, oh my god, we've got about 15 here. Yeah. Let's go and have a trip round them, and you just go round all of them for free. And I'm like, wow, that just wouldn't happen here. You'd be paying. Who looks after ours? What are they called?
They usually here they're using the castle trails as a nature trail for people to walk along now, so they're actually doing it as a nature trail. So that's absolutely brilliant as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what we haven't got, anything like that. Well, obviously we've got like lakes and stuff, but as far as castles and buildings go, we haven't got.
I can't think of the thing that own it.
No, the National Trust.
Yeah, they take over all our castles and then charge you to go in.
Right. So we've got a lot of that here. Historic Scotland do that as well. But genuinely, we're finding castles pop up nearly every village that can as we drive up. Right from one side towards Kilmarnock, probably a way beyond there as well, all the way up to the Walls Dumfries, and that's the ones we're kind of exploring at the minute, just to try and get a wee bit of a feel for the way it used to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 years ago. Do
That's it.
This is what we're kind of learning just now. So
we went to that castle. What's it called?
Yester Castle.
Yester Castle. That was pretty cool. That was.
Yeah. Have you been to Yester Castle? That's in Scotland. I'll send you a pin for that.
Oh my god, that's a brilliant one.
I'll send you a pin for that. We unfortunately
you have to cut through a golf course, and we're like to the owners of the golf course. We're just going to go. Yeah, you're okay. Fine. Carry on. Off you go. Like, oh, wow.
We went.
Scottish people for you. Just on you go. It's fine.
I know. We must be all miserable over here.
Yeah, you don't do beans on the chiffy.
Yeah, you don't do beans.
But we went. Unfortunately, it was just like a day thing. We didn't go to do an investigating, but I'd love to get in there and investigate.
Yeah, it was a nice place. It was cool. I'll send you some pictures after, and then Sarah will send you the pin.
It's called.
But it's got a brilliant story to it as well, because apparently years ago we used to be like a wizard sort of thing, in the years and years ago.
He was into all that.
Yeah, he used to cast spells and things like that. So everybody feared him as this.
It's called the Devil's Haar, isn't it?
Yeah, the Devil's Haar. Yeah.
But I'll send you a pin.
It's got a really good story. I'll send you the link to the story as well of it.
Yeah.
It'd be a good place.
Definitely. Yeah. Shelley's into all that stuff. She loves all the witches' trials.
And you've got a roof over you as well, so you're not being affected by outside elements. It's got sort of like a base. It's like a big windy stairs that drops into like you can't go any further than the bottom of the stairs. But boy, is that creepy!
Yeah, that's good.
That's my kind of place. I would definitely be going down there. As long as there's no wild animals.
What was that? I missed that.
Sorry, I missed that.
That would be my place to go down the stairs.
I love it. As long as there's no wild animals. It's cool. It's a cool place.
Yeah,
we loved it. I'm just gutted that we didn't have a bit more time, because we would like to spend the night there.
I'd love to see you guys there. See what you get.
Yeah, definitely.
I can see a road trip happening.
Yeah,
definitely.
Go, and it's not too far. It's literally. It took us, I think, about 10 minutes to get from Edinburgh.
I think it's about 30, 40 minutes. I don't.
Was it?
Yeah.
It might be even closer to you, the guys.
Yeah, I'll send you the pin. But yeah, definitely like to see you guys there. It's a good location.
Yeah.
Need to mark that in my. I need to get Sam to mark that down in her book.
Aye, Sam will be onto that.
Sam's a bookkeeper. She'll sort that.
That's the equivalent of me then here, this end, because these two, him and Rocky, can't organise themselves, can you?
No.
You won't know what to do without me.
Nope.
So we
won't look as good as it does now, I'll tell you that, when we were in charge.
So after all your experience, right, we've been investigators. What's the kind of one standout time where you have really has there been a time where you have actually felt, oh my God, what was that, and been really terrified?
The Asylum.
The Rock.
The Asylum.
1,000,000,000% the Rock.
We went to the Asylum. We did 3. We went 4 times, and the last time we filmed, like properly filmed, was literally the third time.
Night.
The third night. It's funny because the first night we were getting like little bits of things, but off in the distance.
Really in the distance. You were struggling to make out. Like, what is it? And
then we put the spirit box on, and I'd say, you need to turn the spirit box off. I'm really bothered. Like, something's happening in the background, but I can't fully figure out what it is, and I was a little bit wary of that. And then the third night we went, we sat in this corridor, and we must have sat there for a good hour, maybe 2 hours, weren't we? Yeah. Maybe even longer, and nothing. We got the REM pod went off, one beat. That was it, nothing. So we were all a bit downhearted, I think, with that third night, because normally our third night's the best. And so we said, well, come on, let's move down to the opposite end, we'll go into the wards. And as soon as we got there and we put the equipment on, the REM pod was going nuts.
But I did keep saying, scare us if you want.
Yeah, he'd said earlier in the night,
feel free to scare us. We don't mind. We won't run.
He always says stupid things like that. So, so this REM pod's going off. I'm getting annoyed because I can't. At this point, I'm so tired. I'm in pain, and I'm thinking, why is it going off? I just want you to put the REM pod on, leave it there, and I can set the cameras off. Set the cameras up, and we can get investigating.
And then you don't see on camera. She's shouting at me, going, well, is it broke or isn't it broke? And I'm going, I don't know, sir. It's never done it before. I don't know why it's doing it now. All I can tell you is it shouldn't be doing what it's doing. So I kept resetting it, and then it would walk away. And then about 2 minutes later, it's going off again. I'm thinking, I can't handle this. So then it set then, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it probably set up in the beginning. Yeah. But it sets, and I walk off, and it's fine. And then I goes to walk back past it, and it goes off. Yeah. And then Rocky goes, mate, did you do that? And I went, there's no way I have set that off from it, the distance I am from it. However, I will turn around and walk straight back the same line and walk nothing.
So after about 10 minutes of us like bickering, we realised that there might actually be something to this REM pod going off. So we set up, there's one door to the ward, and there's like 3 dividers in this room that go all the way up to the wall, bar probably about a foot from the ceiling. And we set the camera off at this one door facing down the corridor where the REM pod was going off. And then we all filter in then into the rooms. And I'm standing one side of the divide, and then you've got Rocky one side and Lee the other side. And Jessica, our daughter, was with us. It's the first time she'd been out with us to this location. It's the first time out investigating on camera. She's been out with us over the years.
Just 1 second. Lewis?
No, it's Jessica.
Oh. Can you take the dog, please?
Yeah, can I get my shoes off? Yeah. So just speaking of the devil, she's just come in. Say hi. No, you can say hi.
No.
Oh yeah, no. So we're in this room, and I said, hang on, let me get the dog, because now she's going to
I just took her off the settee to get rid of her.
Yeah, but she's going to stop barking now, like, because she's here. Shut the door, Jess.
Well, Louise has just wrote, it must be a pain in the bahookie where the equipment plays up.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. I mean, we're husband and wife, so we can bicker for the best of them, but we've never bickered as much as we did that night on the ward. Yeah. And we're bickering.
I was tired. I was at the point where I just wanted to go home. We'd done 3 days. That was the last day. It was the end of the night. I was fed up, and it was like we were all snappy a bit.
Anyway, so we put the cameras on. We're asking out a bit, and then all of a sudden I said, "Oh my God, something white's just gone past my camera," and I'd seen. I don't want to say a figure, because it happened so quick, I don't know, but it was almost like a straight white line, and it just went across like this, from one wall towards this window. as I'm telling these lot, within seconds, I don't even think I got the last part.
You got camera, and as you said, it was boom.
This almighty bang. You see me run back. I don't normally run, but where I was in the room, I felt a bit vulnerable because I didn't know where it come from. Absolutely convinced that it must have been security. So we go quiet. Now I am going to put out the raw footage because obviously I edited it to cut out all standing there for about 20 minutes.
Gobsmacked. Literally 5 minutes of that, I was just stood there going, what's just happened?
What's going on?
Like nobody's speaking, like proper. You can see the fear in our faces. It's proper.
Jessica's shaking. Lee doesn't even he doesn't react at all.
I'm trying to logically think about it. And I just couldn't.
Yeah. So we get ourselves together. We don't hear anything. We don't see any lights. We don't hear kids because we thought maybe it was kids that threw a stone at the window. It was one bang. Actually, to me, it sounded like, the end of a metal torch, like somebody had whacked this board on the window from the outside. So we got ourselves together after about 15, 20 minutes. Jessica wanted to go home, but I said, we can't. We've got to finish off. So we did a spirit box.
That's what we said to her, look, we're going another 10, 15 minutes. Let's do a bit of spirit box. And we said to her, but that's what we come for, Jess. This is what it's all about. This is what we come to get. As much as I couldn't protect her because I didn't know what done it.
I was scared. Rocky even said he was scared. And I think what made it worse is we couldn't figure it out. And Jessica since said, because we didn't ask, at the time it happened, it wasn't like we were saying, can you bang on something? Can you show us where, you know what I mean? We weren't asking any questions like that. So she said, I just wasn't ready for it. Anyway, so we carried on. We did a spirit box. Lee said, did we hear you? And it said, yes. We finish off the night. We go back. We film to make sure we go looking, don't we?
There's nobody about. We film around the outside before we go home.
It wasn't until we got home, like an hour and a half later, we put it straight on the TV. You hear a rock hit the wood and then bounce back on the floor. You
hear it hit the wood
and
then bounce on the concrete floor. So at that point, my hair stood up on end. And the security guard banging on the outside's out the window then, isn't it? Now that it happened inside the building. That just blew my mind then
the only person that could logically do that, living person, would be me, because I was the only one that was standing that side of the dividers, because Rocky was one side, Jessica and Lee were the other side of these dividers. So the only logical person that could have done it was me. I was on camera, you don't see me move. So it certainly wasn't me. I'd obviously seen that figure. But once we knew that it had come inside that room, and I knew that I could see those three, and I couldn't see anybody throwing it, and you lot could see each other.
That's what even to now, that's what does my head in the most, because I know it wasn't Sarah. Sarah knows it wasn't Rocky. Rocky knows it wasn't Jessica. So who was it?
Yeah, we've been through everything, and obviously I'm a believer in the paranormal. However, we go for dog walks, or we'd be going around the supermarket, and I'll say, yeah, but what was it? Was it something from the ceiling? Was it this? Was it that? Was it this?
I know. You'll rack your brains trying to figure it out, but you were all there, so you don't know that it was just. It's just one of these things that kind of
I've got to go back just for an answer. I need to go back and do another night there just to see if we can get an answer of what it is. But since that, Jessica said she's had 2 dreams. One of them, she said she dreamt that when we were walking out, because you have to walk through the woods to get to it,
this was the
something was stood in the woods, and she could see from the view of the thing what was stood in the woods. It was stared, and it watched us walk out the woods. That was the first dream, and I'm thinking
that was after the first.
She's 17, 18, so it's probably scared her a little bit. Maybe that's just an overactive imagination. Then she comes down the other night. It's all forgotten about. She goes, I've had a dream last night, Mum, that we were at that asylum, and it's some woman's reaching out and she's shouting for help.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a weird thing to come down.
She actually said more than that. Yeah, the first night she had that thing. Then a few nights later she said she'd had this dream that she was almost like the third person in the room. She watched our whole entire night of us investigating, but through the eyes of somebody else. She said it was really weird. And then, like you said.
And then she said she'd seen a woman and she was asking for help.
And she said it was on that.
She said she could see the words help coming out of her mouth, but she couldn't hear the help. She could see her saying it out of her mouth. And I thought, what a weird thing to say.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's mad.
I don't know if I
think of that, Sharon.
I would say their daughter's a medium. I would 100% say your daughter's opening up to her gifts of mediumship.
I wonder if that's why we got the activity we got while we were there, because
we've never had that.
Never had it.
Your daughter's a medium.
Never had anything like that ever.
The more that she's there, you'll see this because it's her energy. Her energy is really high. Right. And they will connect to that light. They will connect to the light. And she is a light being. That's why they help. They usually find mediums are healers. Your daughter's a healer. And that's why I feel that she's brought that.
It makes sense if that woman's saying help as well, wouldn't it? That's really made me go.
It also would make sense as well because
they come for help. Look, we're there as help to the light. She is that light. Your daughter is that one that can help. And the fact that they're connecting in the dreams, I use dreams as messages as well. So they are messages. And the fact that yous are getting drawn back there validates it for me.
Yeah, she wants to go back as well. I asked her the other day.
She said she would never go back, but since
she said she wants to.
It's been 2.5 months now, hasn't it? And she asked us where we were going the other night. We told her we were going to a castle, and she went, "Can I come with you?" And she didn't come in the end anyway. But at least she's at the point where she's happy to come back with us again. So maybe.
But I did ask her if she would go back to that asylum. She said, "Yes, I need answers." She said, "I need to know." So do I. Yeah, she said she needs to know. That would make sense, and I'll tell you why. As the little girl, when Lee's granddad died, Jessica never met him. I think Jessica was born about 6 months after your granddad died, something like that. And when she was little, she used to call, every man was called a me man. Don't know why, it was always a me man. And every time we used to go in the house, she used to stand at the door. And now I used to see the keys and stuff in this doorway all the time. The medium said to me once, "You see stuff, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." But she used to stand there and she'd point up into the air and say, "Look, Mum, me man, me man, me man." She'd always say it, wouldn't she?
Yeah, but then she's a child. You can't really.
But she does come and say, "Somebody's sitting at the end of my bed," or "There's somebody in your bedroom." She always says stuff.
So I've got a picture I'm going to show you later. Sarah will send it you. And it's Jessica took a picture
of a selfie,
and something's looking around the door. I shit you not. We've not put it out in the public, but I'll send it later. And do you tell us that?
That's why your daughter is definitely, because Shelley will tell you herself, I have these pictures in the show to myself as well. I am a medium. And when you're saying about your grandfather, mine was my father. I was able to see situations, and that's how I was able to connect to my spiritual gift, because he came to me and opened that. So your grandfather's obviously been the guardian that's been able to help.
So how do we go about maybe getting a help for that or helping to build on that? Is there anything we can do?
I would say 100% that she needs to work on trusting what she's seeing, because she'll doubt it as well. So when she's getting these visions, her own self will doubt that, but they're showing her for a reason. Right. And the fact that they're saying help to her, I would 100% say she's a healer.
Right.
Within herself.
But the skeptic, me, I'm always saying to her, "Oh, Jessica, it's just your imagination. It's just you got."
No. It's definitely not her imagination, and this is where that'll doubt her, because of you saying that, you're putting that barrier. Whereas she knows in herself there's something there. There's nobody can explain this. It's a bit like yourself with that night. Nobody can, other than herself, can explain.
It kind of would make sense, because I mean, like I say, as a little girl, she'd come crying. Somebody's sitting on the end of my bed.
Somebody on the landing the other day.
And then she said she come down about 8 or 9 months ago, and she said somebody shouted her in her sleep, and it woke her up.
Clairaudient, she's able to sense, see. She's a clairvoyant and a clairaudient. She can sense and feel, see. She's got a sixth sense. She's very gifted, and you should be encouraging this. So even like a spiritual group or like a medium that's able to help her, there's many teachers like myself. I got Louise that teaches me, but I feel as if there's many teachers that would be able to help her open that. But the fact that she's already seeing is telling me how strong they are.
Right. Okay.
So what we'll do is after the show we'll talk a wee bit more about that, and maybe Sean could put you in kind of in the right.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, it just goes to show you have been doing this for years, and you are always learning.
Absolutely. Do you know what? It's never even crossed our mind.
Just a connection.
I've always said, "No, Jessica, it's probably because you went that asylum and it scared you."
But she's done it since a little girl. So from a little girl, we used to say, like, "Oh, there's monsters under my bed," and she'd say, "People are sitting," and we say, "Oh, come on, you know, it's just a bad dream." So from a very little girl, we've always said to her,
"She's had that gift,
right?
She's definitely got it."
That's us. We're time. I'll catch up with you. And thanks for joining. Right, Sarah, Lee. Sorry, their time's just about up, but I'll keep you online. We'll stay online and talk to you.
We'll come again and then do it again.
Take
do
care.
a rerun.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks
everybody
Bye.
for coming on the chat. Take care. Good night.
Take care. Bye. Thanks.